Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are back in Living with DNA series today, and I believe this is episode 6 of the series. We're starting here with Sean the boyfriend looking a little bit glum and Anne looking a little bit glum, but that's kind of Anne's face, so that might not actually be her emotion. We'll check in a sec and see what's going on there. I have a few more questions to answer as well, so there'll be a bit of a Q&A thing going on in here, but I just wanted to start the video with, I didn't mean to say the word with, that was random, by saying that there is a YouTuber by the name of Graveyard Girl. You may know her, she has like 8 million subscribers or whatever, but she posted a video recently, also similar to the little Simsy video, where she was sort of like having a tough time with anxiety and depression, and things felt like they were getting on top of her and stuff like that, and she feels like she's letting people down, and it's just, again, sort of like a little message from me to anyone who happens to see this video, if they haven't seen her video and if they don't know about her and somehow know about me and not her. Again, another person who could do with some love and support from people from the YouTube community, especially because she has stated in videos before how she doesn't really have a huge friendship group sort of thing, like she doesn't have a lot of friends in her area or anything, and that's why she started her YouTube channel. Sames. So what do you want? No, Malcolm, stop trying to hang out with me. Are you even an adult yet, or are you still a weird teen? Still a weird teen who wants to hang out with an adult woman. Okay. But we're not condoning that. This Debbie is not going to be corrupting a young mind, other than Rosie's, sadly. But yeah, so again, as I was saying, Graveyard Girl, she could do with a little bit of love if anyone feels like going over to her channel and checking things out. She does all sorts of videos, she's really cool. Again, I can relate to her feelings, so that's why I'm putting that message out there. So I'm just going to see what everyone wants in this, and then I'll carry on and we'll do the Q&A and stuff. So one thing I noticed before I started playing the game, which is quite interesting, is all 3 of the ladies of the household want to interact with Sean the boyfriend in some way. Anxiety wants to be friendly with Sean the boyfriend. Debbie, it's not showing up, but she wants to go cloud gazing with Sean the boyfriend. Sean the boyfriend himself wants to flirt with Rosie and chat with Anne, which sounds quite, in my head, the way I'd internalise that as a, if these 2 weren't actually characters and they were just my anxiety and my depression, which is what they're meant to be representing, is that he'd be sort of like trying to talk me through an anxious time, through an anxiety attack or something, trying to help me with it. So I thought that was quite interesting. And then Rosie's one was she wants to I think it was just be friendly with Sean the boyfriend, I can't remember, or flirt with him or something. It was something along those lines. So I saved all those once and we will possibly do them. Obviously everyone seems to be sleeping, which, you know, relatable. It is 9 PM to be fair to them. In the real world, for me, it's technically 1:15 in the morning, but I felt like recording something, and oh my gosh, cute kitten moment. Ah, you guys are so cute. So yeah, we'll be sorting them out as well. As I said, I'm going to have them for a couple of sim days, maybe a sim week or something, and then age them up maybe, see what they look like aged up, and then adopt them out to other households. Someone was ringing Debbie for a very small amount of time, but they stopped. Anne is the only one awake at the moment. Oh, the kitties want to go out. What's up? Let's talk to this little one. Oh, he's a free spirit, that's why he wants to go out. He wants to go exploring. Cute. But yeah, I guess whilst everyone's sleeping I can do my Q&A. Hopefully the game isn't too loud that Debbie, not Debbie, sorry, getting them mixed up, that Anne is playing, or the kittens aren't too loud for you guys whilst I try and answer this stuff. We've got a good shot here of most of them. These questions are from Curly-Haired Alika again. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, I apologise. So, the first question is Android or Apple, which again, I'm very indecisive. I have an Android phone, I have a Samsung phone, I have a Samsung TV, I can't say words for some reason, TV, and I have a, I don't know how to pronounce it, Huawei, I think is how you pronounce it, tablet, but I have had Mac PCs in the past. I had a desktop one, and I've had various laptops throughout the years which were from Mac and, well, from Apple I should say, and they're good. They are good PCs. They're especially for the design work and stuff that I have done because of my degree, and I did prior to that because I started teaching myself how to use a graphics tablet from like age 12 or something, and I was always illustrating and stuff, and Dad had old versions of Photoshop, so I was always using them, and oh my gosh, that girl was so cute. Anyway, back to the main point. So yeah, so I actually don't really have, I feel like I'm swaying more towards Android in most things, but I do also like Apple products. They are good, but I don't think I'd ever get an iPhone. I know that sounds weird, but it's just, I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of the iPhone. I don't know why either. Most embarrassing moment. This video could go on for a long time if I go through a lot of these. I'm trying to think of like one in particular that I can recall, because there's many. Oh my god, there's like tons of them. It's really hard to pinpoint one. My ex used to embarrass me a lot, which I used to hate. I used to find that really... Oh, okay, this one's quite funny. This one is still an ongoing joke in my family. So I took up an interest in baking. I was very into cooking and baking for a small period of time. I think I was about... Ooh, I was under the age of 19 anyway, because of the house that we lived in at the time. So I think I must have been like 16, maybe 15, 16, and as I've mentioned before, got the dyslexia going on. So my mom texted me saying, is there anything that you guys want me picking up for like cooking wise or baking wise or whatever that you're doing, because my sister was home from university at the time, so we were doing a bit of a baking session together, and we were making something. I might have actually been making, no, I was making coconut rice. We were doing coconut rice for dinner because it's something that I'd sort of discovered and tried, and then everyone else tried it, and even people who didn't like coconut were like, this coconut rice is amazing. And one of the ingredients is desiccated coconut, which is dried flakes of coconut, but I didn't know how to spell that, and I ended up sending my mum, please pick me up some defecated coconut, which would mean pooped out coconut. And I know that's not like massively embarrassing because it's just a phone thing, but my family thought it was hilarious and have held it against me ever since. And I'm now 26, so that's like 10 years that they've carried on that joke, and they still do it today, so it probably will persist till I die, or they die first maybe, because some of them are older than me. Not that I want that to happen, obviously, fingers crossed, no. So there's that one. There are many occasions, as I said, where my ex embarrassed me. He just liked saying weird things that are probably not appropriate for me to say on YouTube in front of his friends about me, which weren't true, because he just thought it was interesting. He used to tell people, because like my middle name is Leanne, so my name is like Rosie Leanne, and but my first name is Rosie, my second name is Leanne, and he used to tell people that I didn't like my real name, which was Rosie Lee, so I made it like, and that my second name was Anne, so that my name would be Rosalie Anne, last name, but that's not true. So I used to tell people that I just pretended that it was Leanne in the middle because I didn't like it. So some people believed him, which was weird. I just found it kind of irritating, so I was like, well, that's bizarre. Why would I be that weird as to be so strange about my own name? So that was weird. He did stuff like that all the time. He was a very awful person, as we've already discussed. Oh, look at me being good and taking out the trash. I'm such a good person. There's plenty of other embarrassing moments I could probably talk about in later videos, but there's a lot of them. Like, I'm trying to think of any recent ones, because it happens a lot. I'm really struggling actually, which is bad, because I know that there isn't enough to go through. Oh, well, I was at a wedding recently, at one of the boyfriend's friends' weddings. We only went to the after party bit because, you know, it's expensive and stuff to have lots of people, and the place could only hold so many people for the ceremony. Oh, sorry, you want to use the toilet and it's all gross. Let's clean that out for you. Sorry. But yeah, so we were at a wedding, and we were in like a pub, and I was on the inside of the pub sitting with some people, and Sean was outside with some of his friends, and I got up to go see what was going on, and he was doing jumping jacks as I went out, so I was like, oh, why are we doing jumping jacks? And joined in, and then everyone was like, maybe you shouldn't do jumping jacks because of the dress that I was wearing. It was, you know, showing off the gals a bit and jumping makes them move a lot. And then I was like, oh, whoops. I felt a little bit embarrassed then, like I should have. So then I was like, did like a recovery thing where I held them down and did some jumping jacks. They're like, yeah, that's better. So they laughed at that. But I suppose that could be seen as embarrassing, but it's kind of like funny. This is not my most embarrassing moment. I do a lot of silly things. I've kind of gone past, I think, the point of I can be embarrassed easily. It used to be very easy to do. Now it's less so. And I suppose that story I told in the lab, was it the lab? No, the episode where I talked about my dyslexia and the teacher embarrassing me. That was pretty horrible. Do I have any nicknames and where from? For a while, I was called Pixie by a couple of people because I had like, I'm really ticklish, like super ticklish, and they used to find it hilarious to tickle me, and my laugh when I got tickled when I was younger was like quite high pitched and sounded a bit, you know, like a pixie. So, and I used to skip a lot. I still like skipping, even though, you know, I'm 26, I shouldn't really be doing it. Skipping is great, it's a faster mode of transport. So yeah, I was called Pixie for a while because of that. Obviously I've mentioned Smitan is the Germanic, the old Germanic of Smith, where like the blacksmith comes from. So that's my last name. Surprise. And I used to get like Smithy, Smithereens, Smithers, nice, all that kind of stuff. I can't think of any others. My mum calls me like Tillymint and stuff, but she calls everything Tillymint these days because we have a cat called Tilly, so she gets called Tillymint, obviously. Lots of people seem to like to elongate my name, which I found quite interesting. So instead of just calling me Rosie, I'll be like Rosarian, Rosario, Rosita, Rosalina, just like Rosamond. That's what my sister calls me, Rosamond, Rosmond, however you want to pronounce it. But yeah, so people seem to like to elongate my name. And I used to know someone who, okay, I'm trying to explain this in a way that people won't understand. I used to go to this place on a Friday evening when I was like in my early teens, like early to mid-teens, which was like an under 18s club kind of thing, but like isn't like a nightclub, but it's for under 18-year-olds, and it did like rock music and punk music and all kind of stuff. And all my friends used to go, so I used to go. But I used to do this thing because there was a huge queue outside every time you went to get in. So I used to like go down further into the queue than my friends were, and just like start talking to someone and be like, hi, my name is blah blah blah, who are you? And then like get to know them, and then that's the way you could sort of sneak into the line and they wouldn't really mind because you're being all chatty and funny and ha ha ha. I used to actually have an outgoing social life at one point. Went down the drain pretty long ago though. Sean being all like, hey hey. That class is being, ask him about his day. Aw, okay, we'll do that whilst him. There you go, ask about his day, though he was sleeping, and he wants to flirt with me, so we can sort that out very quickly. That kitten's meow is very similar to Imogen's meow in real life, and that keeps making me think like, where is she? But she's not in the room, obviously. Romantic. Look at them, they're so cute. Can you go outside, or is it just you keep asking? But yeah, so as I was saying, under 18s club used to sort of like schmooze my way further and down the line to get in sooner. Because you had to pay to get in and stuff, so you had to wait for ages and then you had to pay, and then it was crowded anyway, so it was funner, that's a good word, it was more fun to get in sooner. But when I did that once, I was like, hi, my name's Rosie Smith, and then that person forever was like, Rosie Smith, every time they saw me, so like I got my full title every time they saw me, which is quite funny. My favourite YouTube channel, I really enjoy the Game Grumps, which isn't technically suitable for all ages because they do swear a lot, but I enjoy their gameplay. I enjoy Captain Sauce's gameplay, and Call Me Kevin was one I found recently that I really enjoy as well. Ninja Connor, who I've talked about, who also has a Twitch channel, his stuff's really cool. Like, I've watched a bunch of his old series lately. What am I looking at? Nothing. Longus. What are you up to? Oh, I've just broken the coffee machine. Nice one. We'll replace it because I don't want to die. That would be really scary. And you, sir, could possibly do. Oh no, like all your plants seem to be pretty happy. Some of them need evolving, which we'll do now. Stop trolling the forums, you weirdos. Evolve. I don't know if there's any others that need evolving. Do any of them need tending in any way? Yeah, let me click on them. Thank you. No, everything seems okay. You could go like chill with the bees. Yeah, they need some love. Go sort the bees out, please. Thank you. Oh, and this needs cleaning out instantly again. So you can do that since you're the only one awake. Lucky you, Sean the boyfriend. You get all the tasks right now. Oh yeah, favourite YouTube channel. So I've mentioned a bunch of people. I also really like Good Mythical Morning. They are cool. They do funny stuff. There aren't really many YouTube channels I watch that aren't gaming. Like, I'll sort of like dip in and out. Like, as I said, Graveyard Girl stuff. I watched some of that. But I'm like, and I'm subscribed to her, but I don't watch like every video. I'm also subscribed to Swoop. I don't watch every video, and I've sort of subscribed to her also as like a support thing because she had a channel which was Spanky Valentine and it just got like obliterated by some anomaly on YouTube and it was pretty crappy what happened to her. So I subscribed to her new channel to be like, you know, we're here, we're with you, we're supporting you, because that's the whole point of this channel that I've made, is to support people. I'm not going to subscribe to everyone because my subscription box would go mental if I did that. But yeah, so it's mostly gaming stuff that I like, and I've mentioned a lot of them. I also watch like Markiplier and Matche. There's all them that I watch. I watch a lot of Simmer YouTubers obviously as well. Out of the Sim YouTubers, I watch like NinjaConnor's Twitch stream, which is Sims based, and I mostly watch the Sim Supply. Like, I watch his Let's Plays because he's quite funny as well, and trying to think of ones that I like consistently watch. Like, every time they update I'll be like, oh, I'll click on that. Simlessy, I like her builds, she's really cool. Pineapple, she does cool builds. Recently Frimlin, I've subscribed to him, he does cool stuff. He's basically like ASMR but in a Sims channel, which is really nice and relaxing, so that's cool. So that's a lot of YouTube channels. I can't really pinpoint one that I like more than the others, but those are a list of things you can check out if you feel like it. What is my best gosh, that was not English. What is your best attribute is the question. This is a really tough one because I'm very much like negative in general about myself. And I mean, if you want like a physicality thing, then you can just look at Sim Me and you can see that's pretty much exactly what I look like. Eventually I'll put a picture with me and her next to each other one day, probably not anytime soon because cameras. And maybe one day I'll do face cam, I don't know, we'll see in the future. But yeah, so if you wanted a physical one, just pick one yourself from there. I guess personally for me, I quite like my eyes. I know that sounds weird, but I like doing eye makeup a lot and I feel like it makes them look really cool and things like that, so that's one. So I have that. And as for a personality attribute, I've always been told this thing where it's like, you're too nice, and it never has made sense to me. Like, how can someone be too nice? How is nice not a good thing? So, or like you're too caring and stuff like that. So I suppose that's a attribute that I'm proud of, even though it's technically a downfall somehow at the same time. But I suppose that's just because like there are people that are too selfish and too mean who would take advantage of that. So technically it's them who have the bad attribute and not me. But yeah, so I suppose that like my niceness. Other people would probably say like, I got a good sense of humour and stuff. I remember like my tutor at college or university, whichever you want to call it, would always comment on like my sense of humour and stuff. And towards the end of my degree, he was like, "You've got such a like sharp wit and like you've got like dry sense of humour and this sense of humour, like all these attributes of different types of humour that I was into." And he's like, "It's a shame we didn't put it into your illustration work." And I was like, "Why are you telling me now? I'm about to graduate. Could have told me that as my tutor, my advisor, like 3 years ago." But anyway, do I have any regrets? How long is this video already? We'll find out. Okay, so I have like 10-ish minutes to discuss all this stuff, and there's 2 more questions after this, or at least 1. Oh, it's just 1 question after this. It's just 2 lines, but there's 1 question after this. So, as for regrets, I know people say the whole like, oh, you should never regret anything because, you know, it's made you who you are today and it's put you where you are today and all that kind of stuff. Put it away if you're gonna get it out. You're obsessed, woman. Obsessed. She loves doing the laundry. She's crazy. And let me guess. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Trolling the forums. I thought so. She wants to search for vampire information. That sounds very Debbie. We'll do that. Vampire secrets. There you go. Have fun. Oh, what are you up to, my lady? I'm just gonna go take a bath. Okay, I don't really take baths, but I suppose that would help with anxiety. Makes sense. What are these little dudes up to? That is loud in my ear holes. I hope it's not loud in yours. Oh, you're so cute. See, this is the problem where it's like, I'm just gonna keep them. But no, because it's meant to symbolise fostering, I will give them out to other families in the town. Speaking of, if you have any families you want me to put in this world, feel free to let me know where to find them on the gallery. What was that about, Debbie? Oh yeah, she's read Vampire Secrets. Cool, have fun. You can stop reading Vampire Secrets now. Search for but you did it. Or do I have to go somewhere else? I thought that's what that was. Search for information? Yeah, you were doing it, but apparently it didn't count, so whatever. But, oh, and there's another litter tray that needs cleaning out. Why are you angry? Oh, because you're insane. That's fair enough. She isn't looking after herself very well either in the food department, which is pretty accurate. Aww, these 2 hugging in the rain. Having a chat in the rain. Totally normal. So my regrets, I know I was saying like people say you shouldn't have any regrets because it gets you to where you are today, but to be honest, there's a couple of things where I think like if I'd gone a different path I'd be in a much better situation today. So kind of a bit like on that one. I think that wall, no, they are painted, they just didn't look it. So yeah, I'm kind of a bit like meh on that one being true or not. All the little cat babies are asleep, that's good. Gotta keep an eye on you because she's going insane with the cooking. At least she's feeding herself. Just don't break things. Debbie's exhausted all information. Okay, cool. And it counted. And now she wants to win some game thing. Oh, and Yara's awake. Oh, the computer's broken. And Sean's doing push-ups. Repair. I actually have repaired computers before, so this isn't totally out of the norm for me to do this. So I will attempt to repair this and hopefully my sim self will not die. And didn't you just cook? You did. You just cooked food and then you didn't eat it. That just proves you're nuts. So basically, prior to Sean, the boyfriend, who is here, I have had 3 previous relationships. This is like counting ones that only last. I think my first relationship was like 2 months and I was 12 when I met him. So I was very young, but all my friends were like, well, in fact, it was like everyone at school was like, no one's ever going to want to date you, and they were all going on about how they had boyfriends, and they were always picking on me saying that like I was ugly, or I was fat, or I was like stupid, or whatever, no one was ever going to like me, and then a boy showed an interest in me, and I was like, you guys are wrong, look, I have a boyfriend, blah blah blah, but in my head it was like, you know, oh, we hold hands and play video games, sort of thing, but even though he was the same age as me, in his head it was very much different, and he, I don't really want to say it because then it's real. He assaulted me basically in a sexual sense, which feels really weird to put in a video, but yeah, that happened. So I was 12 when that happened, and it was nothing like, it's weird to say it was nothing major because obviously it's affected me, but it was like, I don't know, it happened, it's what it is, what it is. And so obviously that's not very cool, and I feel like that sort of progressed things for me to be like, oh well, obviously this is what guys want, this is how guys are, like made me a bit more scared of relationships at an early age, sort of thing. And then it sort of persisted, so like my next boyfriend cheated on me and broke up with me instead of breaking up with me and then getting with the new girl, which would have been, you know, the decent thing to do. And I was with him for almost, I think I was with him for like 8 months maybe, something like that, and I was like 13 when that happened, and I was pretty heartbroken because I was like, why did he cheat on me, what the heck. Don't play in the garbage, Lily. I lecture about playing in the trash and then throw the trash away. So yeah, so he cheated on me, it broke my heart, again, because of like, she was prettier than me, she was smarter than me, she was taller than me, blah blah blah, and all this kind of crap, so it just like knocked my confidence even more. And then the third boyfriend is the one who I was with for 8 years and had a really tough time with from the age of 14 to 22, as I've mentioned before. So I regret all 3 of those people and I honestly feel if I hadn't gone through that stuff, like, I was getting bullied at school, which was affecting my confidence, but that stuff affected it in a completely different way. And go away, you're so that affected me in a completely different way, and I do honestly, that thunder's amazing. Sorry, got distracted. But yeah, so I honestly feel like that I regret if I hadn't, like, basically I wish I'd focused on school and not so much on social life and friends and boyfriends and stuff when I was younger, and focused more on that now because I don't have school to focus on anymore, and now I don't have the social life anyway, because of all the way things that worked out, so that's pretty lame. But yeah, so I honestly feel like if I hadn't gone through those things, my life would be different. Like, I would have, you know, done better at school, I would have done better at university, and I would have probably gone to university much sooner. I would have done well at my A-levels instead of like failing. Well, I didn't fail, I dropped out in second year rather than finishing the 2 years. Yeah, fine, you're persistent weird child, but there's not much for you to do here, but you can come round if you really want to. Obviously, there's something about Debbie that he just really can't resist. Whoa, did that just attack something in my house? No, all the little kitties are so tense because of it. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, my cats love the rain. They're weird though. They like honestly do, like they go out and play in the rain and they play in water, and there's been times when Tilly's decided that you've just ran a bath for her instead of for you, and you'll just see her strut through the house covered in water, soaking wet, and she's like, yeah. Hi. Discuss video games with him. Why not? That's awesome, and I keep missing it because I kept looking down. I'm just gonna have to like stay zoomed out and see if I can see it. If you could have any one question answered, what would it be? Oh, again, I'm an indecisive person. There's many questions, like really tons of questions that I'd want to have answered. And I suppose if it was like, you know, in a super broad aspect of the universe and everything, you'd obviously want to know, like, are we alone in the universe, or like why are we here, like something like that is what you'd want to have answered. But if it were more personal and introspective to me, I suppose it would be to those people who hurt me, like, why me, like what made it so you wanted to be negative to me or mean to me or hurt me or assault me and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's the kind of thing that, because I just don't understand why people are mean to people. Like, if I'm 100% honest, I know for a fact that there were people that I could have treated better in my life when I was younger, especially, and there's like one girl in particular there's like 2 people I should say in particular that I can think of that I should have treated better. One of them I reconnected with, she's my friend again, we were like best friends through primary school, and then we fell out when we were in secondary school together. And the only reason I went to that secondary school, really, other than the fact I didn't want to be my sister's little sister at the next school, because I was always, teachers would go, oh, you're so-and-so's sister, rather than like, you're Rosie. I'd always get her name, which is always annoying. So like that was one reason, and the other reason was this person was going to that school, so I went to the same school as her because we were best friends and it was great. And then we had a falling out 2 years in, and we only just reconnected like last year when we were 25, because I reached out to her to say sorry for what happened, and like sorry if I was a jerk, and sorry that I hurt you, and sorry that you went through that stuff, because like I was feeling very low myself, currently still am, you know, it's an ongoing thing. So that sort of happened, and then she got back in touch with me, and then we carried on talking, and now we like hang out and stuff again, so that's cool. Oh, you guys, she's being so romantic, and she's so tense because of scared of thunderstorms. That's a lie. You love thunderstorms. You're not the real me if you don't love thunderstorms. Can I change that somehow? She definitely doesn't have enough points to sort that out. And there was another girl in my class in secondary school who, like, it's horrible to say, but lots of people were mean to her, and it was one of those situations where it's, you know, like, obviously there's some sort of neglect going on at home, but then she was like the kid with the dirty uniform, or like the kid who didn't look like she'd showered for a long time, and looking back at it, it's like you could think easily like she hadn't been eating enough. She was like so tiny and stuff, and like people, I wasn't particularly like outright horrible to her, but I wasn't outright nice to her either. Like I didn't make an effort, and I wish I had at the time, and that's one of the situations where I don't feel like I could reach out now. Or maybe I should, I don't know, but I don't want to bring back anything for that person, because that could be something that happens of it. I don't want to sort of like ruin whatever good things they have going now by bringing back memories of bad times. And also because, as I said, the way it was with the other person was they were a friend prior, so I was like sorry that I ruined our friendship, or like that things happened to ruin our friendship. I didn't personally do it, it was very weird and complicated, where it was like, you know, we started having different friendship groups and different things going on, all that kind of stuff, and rumours and all that kind of nonsense going on, which I never started. I was just always roped into all this stuff, which was always fun. Ooh, the Spice Festival. We're not going because I don't go out. That wouldn't be realistic. And I'm sorry that I don't really follow gameplay very well, I think, when we're talking through all this stuff, and I've probably gone over time again, so I'll have to go through editing and nip bits out that are like pauses in my things, or things that I didn't need to say, and that's gonna be fun. Probably should edit this bit out, but I won't, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. I don't know. So yes, we have only just gone over. Woohoo! Go me! And now I need to find some sort of thumbnail for this. We've already had Anne naked in the rain. I'll figure out a thumbnail in a bit. I quite like this really angry looking Malcolm though, so we might get him in at some point. There's also like Debbie washing, not Debbie, sorry, that's Anne, getting my own mental health mixed up. But yeah, I should end the episode now and free you people of all of this. So I hope I answered all the questions somewhat better this time, slightly less indecisive, probably extremely indecisive, but you guys should answer the questions too down below if you want in the comments. I'd love to like read your guys' answers and see how you'd answer these things. I can even like put the questions in the description, so it's easier for you guys to find them again and answer them. Don't kick over my bin. Don't you dare. Don't interfere with my bath either. And whoa, the rain just got really loud outside. But yes, anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to leave a like or comment down below, letting me know what else you'd like to see, letting me know what you enjoyed in this video, asking me any more questions that you want me to answer, exploring any certain aspects of mental health that you want me to do, telling me if there's any families that you want me to add or buildings that you want me to add and have my Sims visit and stuff, even in other series. Sorry that random clap happened, both the thunder and my hands. But yes, so, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, be kind, goodbye.